What's up everyone, I'm Kyle and today I'm back with another gym tour. You may be asking yourself, another gym tour already? Yeah, I posted my last gym tour 6 months ago. Since then, I've gotten a ton of new equipment in and I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm also going to be moving soon, so I wanted to document the current state of my gym before it changes again. For anyone wondering, the size of my gym is 644 square feet. This tour, we're starting off in the side room because that's the area that changed the most. Okay, from left to right. This is some tattoo flash with horror classics. Here's my DIY rack-mounted leg press. I never use this thing, but I just keep it around for nostalgia. Some sweet banners. I got these trippy ones from Zoomies. They actually have pretty inexpensive banners. I have a Bells of Steel single barbell hanger, and it's holding a Fringe Sport Midas curl bar. These cone handles are awesome for unilateral work. I just released a dedicated video covering this ATX Trinity Tower. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I made this DIY storage wall because I didn't want to drill a bunch of holes into the walls. On it, I have my DIY calf raise, these DIY squat wedges. On the wall control, I have some tricep ropes, gym pin D handlebar, lots of hitch pins and other attachments, a camera tripod, a couple leg holders. By the way, these garage hangers are super handy for DIY gym storage. Here's some squat wedges from F&F Steel. I have more banners, Fringe Sport on top, Massonomics on bottom. Love this plate snacks banner. And this is the Dane from Fringe Sport. I do have a dedicated video on this one as well. Please check it out if you haven't already. It's definitely one of my favorite pieces of equipment. As is, it's pretty multifunctional, but I've recently been messing around and connecting my 2 Mammoth belt squats to it, and it really opens up a lot of possibilities. One of the coolest things about the Dane are all the add-on options. The pegboard is great for hanging cable attachments and whatever random stuff I have lying around. I have these AbMat medicine balls on the shelf and a full set of Savage bumper plates in the plate holder on the bottom. Here's my DIY leg holder that I currently have set up for Bulgarian split squats. Next to the Dane, I have the Shogun Sports Nord X. I freaking love this thing. It serves 2 primary functions, Nordic curls and hyperextensions, and it does those 2 extremely well. It's built like a tank and it feels solid when you're on it. I added this pad to protect my face while doing hyperextensions. This is my standalone French cleat storage wall, and I have a tutorial on this. The wall has a lot of AbMat products on it: Zercher pad, split squat pad, hip thrust pad, box squat pad, an AbMat. On my DIY dumbbell rack, I have a 10 to 50 set of Silverback dumbbells. Neglected in the bottom corner is a generic set of rubber hex dumbbells. Here's my DIY single barbell holder, and I have a York curl bar hanging up. I literally never use this bar, but I also can't stand the thought of selling it on Marketplace for 40 bucks, so I just keep it around. With the door closed, you can see my DIY sound panel. I have this one and one on the ceiling to help with the sound in here. It's just some sound foam squares glued to a piece of plywood. As for lighting, I love these Barenaked LEDs. They're super easy to set up and great for gym lighting. I have them running the perimeter of this room and then everywhere throughout the rest of my gym. As we go through this door, you'll see my furnace, which would be unsightly if I didn't cover it up with this sweet Indianapolis flag. Behind the furnace is more wall control and some more cable attachments. This bar is from Mayhem Strength and the knurling is killer. So nice. If we scoot back a little bit, you can see a project I've been working on. I love this X-Mark leg extension and leg curl machine, but everyone knows that the resistance profile isn't great. I had the idea to make an attachment to give it consistent resistance. Right now, I'm using a glider from Buffalo Bully Fab, some extra cross members, pulleys from F&F Steel, and climbing rope. It needs some refinement, but I think it's got potential. I see this as a universal attachment that can be sold to retrofit any of the leg extension leg curl chairs, just like this. If a company wants to collaborate with me and bring this idea to life, hit me up, dog. Let's do it. Over here, I have a messy corner, a mix of gym equipment and camera equipment. I've got the pivot pad and the bench wedge. Here's the Fringe Sport Osprey rack. I have the Rogue 2.0 lever arms with Vendetta attachments and the Kaizen gym pin adapters. I'm waiting on the Megalith handles from Rorman Strength, but my current setup includes the Mutant Metals handles, which are so freaking nice. Up top, I have a Darko lifting anchor holding up my Mars bar. Currently, several unused uprights leaning up against the wall. Next to all that is the majority of my barbell collection. On the ground is the Midas trap bar from Fringe Sport. It's a compact open trap bar. I really like it because, as you can see, I have very little floor space. Then I have the Rogue Echo bar, stainless steel Ohio power bar, Bells of Steel Arch Nemesis bar, Bells of Steel Barenaked power bar, and Bells of Steel blue cerakote utility bar. Down here I have a couple U-bells from AbMat. On the back upright is my Massonomics Drink Spotter Lite. I also have the rest of my Silverback dumbbells over here. I have more safety arms and straps than I know what to do with. If we swing around here, we can see my Bells tower with my lateral raise attachment. I just leave it set up here like this and do lateral raises almost every workout. The tower is sitting on my DIY belt squat low row platform. This is another potential product that can be sold and retrofit onto any of these wall mounted racks. Bells decided to pass on this, so if anybody else wants to make it, hit me up, bro. I occasionally get people asking about my camera setup. For this video, I'm using my Sony a6700 on a tripod for the static shots. I have a Sigma 10 to 18 zoom lens, which really helps when shooting in these tight spaces. For the moving shots, I have a Sony ZV-1F on a gimbal by Zhu Yun. I love it because it's a really lightweight combination. Back to gym stuff. On this side, I have my Seal row bench. I really don't have the space for this thing, but I love it and I refuse to get rid of it. Currently, I'm using the Fringe Sport Midas Mini with Angles 90 grips and a chest up pad on top. It feels great, it gets full ROM, and for the price, you can't really beat this setup. Next to that is arguably my favorite rack in the entire gym. It's definitely over the top, but man, it was fun to build. At its core, this is a Bells of Steel 72-inch Hydra rack with lat pull down and low row attachment, a seal row pad, jammer arms off the front, and a buzzsaw bench. Off the sides are Manticore cross members and uprights with weight storage and barbell storage. I have a landmine on each side, there's a stubby axle bar, and matching DIY change plate holders on each side. A few weeks ago, I ordered the Drink Spotter XL to round out my Drink Spotter trifecta. On the jammer arms are the brand new Gym Pin taco handles. And I have this awesome multi-grip globe pull-up bar that I can't even get to because I have too much stuff in the way. On the wall, I have another wall control panel with Rogue band peg storage under it and DIY plate storage. If we back up a bit, you can see the Titan wall tower. I pretty much only use this for flies. I reinforced the original design and painted everything black. It's so smooth and so perfect. I really like it because there's no setup and it doesn't take up much space at all. I just pop in and go. Next to the Titan Tower is the ATX Belt Squat. I brought this home from Home Gym Con. I'll be doing a full breakdown soon, but here are the highlights. It's a lever style belt squat, easy to use, super smart design elements, and it's multifunctional. I really love this thing. I use it every single leg day. Right now, my belt of choice is the Henny belt. It is super comfortable, even under heavy weight. My current piece of cardio equipment is the Zebex or Zebex rower. I actually prefer this one over Concept 2 because of its ability to fold up and roll out of the way. Concept 2 rowers will split into two pieces, but there's not really a convenient way to store those. These are the launch pads by Rep Strength Fitness, not to be confused with Rep Fitness. Currently, I'm really only using them for squats and overhead press. It's a little inconvenient to get into position, but I do like how they give you a little instability when you're using them. Each one weighs 30 pounds, and you can put the bar into any one of the holes so you have different heights, different starting positions. It's an interesting idea. Personally, I have so many other ways to lift, I don't really need them, but I could see the advantage of having something like this in a tight space. Outside is where I keep my lever deadlift. It's been dreadfully hot this summer, so I haven't used it much, but I do still really like this thing. The last part of my tour is this studio. This is where I shoot my podcast and the talking part of my YouTube videos. It's actually just a section of my bedroom. Here's a desk I made with mounted lights and a Sony ZV-E10 camera. I plug into a second monitor and I just use that for notes and stuff. Having everything already set up and ready to go just streamlines this whole process. I can sit down, turn on the lights, and just hit record. Makes everything go so much quicker. I have Philips Hue lights set up and I control them with the Philips Hue app. I just hit this button and boom, my lights are good to go. Time to answer some questions. I posted a story on Instagram saying, I'm gonna do a gym tour. What questions do you have about my gym? So let's go through those real quick. Barbells 2011 says, why are you moving? Did you buy a new house? So the place that I'm currently in is a rental. I signed a 1-year lease. My 1-year lease is almost up. I had the option of extending my lease or buying a house. I found a super cool house in the area, so I'm doing it, bro. I have a couple questions about basement versus garage. Coach Carp says, about my current gym, why is it not in a garage? And then Hattie Home Gym says, would you ever swap the basement for a garage? Well, in this new house, the basement in its current condition is not really usable, so I will be setting up a garage gym for the first time ever. It's crazy. Andy PL says, favorite pieces, most regrettable pieces, training style explained. Right now, favorite pieces are both ATX, the Trinity Tower, and the belt squat. They're just freaking amazing. Also, the Dane, man. I love the functionality of the Dane. I love how it's got all these extras built into it. All right, most regrettable pieces. I bought a body solid calf raise, seated calf raise, and it was horrible. I hated it, sold it right away. For the last question, training styles explained. I'm actually going to bring in Ben Miller's question, who said, any training goals or just training for fun? I'll say, like, my main goal right now is just to train consistently. I am working full time. I have 2 kids. I'm running this Kaizen DIY thing, making videos. It's kind of a lot. And so a lot of times what happens is that my training schedule gets put on the back burner while I'm trying to take care of all this other stuff. So my goal is really like train consistently. Argamoto says, jammer arms you'd recommend for a 2x3 or just get the spacers for a 3x3 arm? That's a great question, and I don't have the answer actually, because I don't have 2x3 jammer arms. I have 3 sets or 4 sets of jammer arms, and they're all for 3x3s. So that's a good place to leave it. If you have the answer to this question, leave it in the comments section. Let me know. Next time I do one of these tour videos, it's gonna be in my garage gym at my new space. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, bro.